Good morning, my friends. It's really fun for me to have this channel that allows me to discover so many friends. And we recognize each other, not by our tarot card, but by our interest in change. And by our recognition that there are things going on in the world that may need to change, and we may be the instrument of the cosmos for that change. Today feels like a major day of change. And I say that with a light heart because yesterday seemed like a major, well, the last 27 years have seemed like a major time of change. And in the 28-year cycle that was described to me in 1997 by a being named Abrahamanand, this cycle will complete on March 23rd, 2025. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping to still be alive when it completes. And I'm holding in my consciousness that things are going to be improving daily over the next 10 months as we move to that date of March 23rd, 2025. So today is a tarot reading. I would just suggest, if you're only interested in the tarot, that you still look at the first video I made this morning because I was in this lucid state downloading information that I've already watched the video. Even though my hair was bad, the lighting was bad, my voice hadn't even loosened up yet. No matter what, the information that came through this morning was transformational for me. You may find it useful for yourself. So I'd suggest you watch it. And the Mayan calendar reading was extra good as well. And I'm not just preaching to the choir. I'm just not promoting my channel. It was just good, useful information. All of it was. Okay, so when I asked the universe what might be useful for us to know about today, I was given the Seven of Swords, and the word there is futility. And if you look at the card, it's the point is up, the handle is down, the point is up, and 6 cards are aimed down at that one sword. And the swords are about our mental states. And if you look at the tip of the sword, it looks like there's a crescent moon at the tip. And I don't know what that is in the background, but they're geometric figures. It might be kind of, we'll see what it says in the book, but it might be just a breakup of crystallized thought. Possibility. Let's see what they say in the book. So in the book, it says the Seven of Swords is that state of mind which produces futility, or the sense of helplessness, hopelessness, or what's the use? Why bother? Basically, the state of mind is knowing mentally what you want, which is represented by the central sword, and then telling yourself all the reasons why it's not going to work, which is represented by the 6 swords coming in at the central sword. This is negative thinking, or the sabotaging mind that sabotages what it is that you really want. It's the yes but tape in the mind telling yourself the reasons why things won't work. Seven of Swords is Sun and Moon in Aquarius. The two wavy lines at the bottom of the card. See if I can put this in the way we can see it. The two wavy lines at the bottom of the card are associated with Aquarius. The circle with the dot in the middle is the sign of the Sun. I'll have to look for it later. Circle with the dot in the middle. Okay. It's the sign of the Sun, and the crescent moon symbolizes the moon. 6 ways that we sabotage what we want are revealed by the astrological symbols on the handles of the swords. I don't know if I can put this in a way in which you can see it better, and if I'm wiggling it while I'm trying to read. We'll see if I can do this. 6 ways that we sabotage what we want are revealed by the astrological symbols on the handles of the swords. The negative aspect of Saturn, or the yes but aspect of Saturn, is telling ourselves that there is too much red tape or too many details. The other handle of the sword has the symbol of Mercury, the planet of communication, on it. The negative self-talk of Mercury, negative communication to the self, is using such words as I can't, if only, someday I'll, wish I'd, all negative communication to the self about why this project or situation won't work. On the other handle of the sword is Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of flexibility and expansion. The negative self-talk of Jupiter is that I'm not lucky. It's too constricted, too limiting. On the other handle of the sword is Mars. The positive aspect of Mars is energy, vitality, and assertion. The negative self-talk of Mars would be, I don't have enough energy. I'm exhausted, burned out. It's dull, boring. On the other handle of the sword is the sign of Venus, which is associated with love. The negative self-talk of Venus is, I really don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me anyway. Is the sabotaging component of Venus. The final handle of the sword has double loops on it, which is associated with the sun and the moon. The negative aspects of the sun and the moon is that consciously and subconsciously you sabotage yourself out of doing what it is that you want to do. The sabotaging mind, or the yes but tape, will generate the experience of futility, or what's the use, or helplessness or hopelessness. Reading this one again. The sabotaging mind, or the yes but tape, will generate the experience of futility, or what's the use, or helplessness or hopelessness. Basically, it's important to remember that the Seven of Swords represents the mind that knows what it wants, which is symbolized by the central sword, and the other 6 swords represent the yes but tape in the mind, or ways of telling ourselves all the reasons why things are not going to work. Or the internet will tell you that as well. When you pull this card, it indicates that in the next 7 weeks or the next 7 months, you're no longer willing to sabotage what it is that you want. Isn't that exciting? Well, yes, but I know I want it, but yes, but well, I do want it, but I just don't think it's going to happen because I've not had it happen before, so I know it's probably not going to happen for me in the future. And it's just like da 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 da. And trust me, the reason I'm so good at saying that in that way is because that has been my consciousness, and obviously may still be my consciousness if this is the world card for all of us today. That if you really want to commit to this thing, you got to just like blow those old swords out of the water. Pull them out of the rock. Use them in a positive light. The number 7 is associated with the chariot, which is the generator and motivator of change. And 7 is the number of movement. So somehow in the next 7 weeks or the next 7 months, you're wanting to move through negative thinking or the next 7 minutes. Negative thinking in the mind that sabotages what it is you want. Also, during the next 7 weeks, the next 7 months, there would be an opportunity to release sabotaging patterns that have surfaced either in the last 7 months or sabotaging patterns that go back to 7 years ago or when you were 7. It might be interesting to see which of your parents had a tendency to sabotage what he or she wanted through negative thinking. One or the other, or both, if you are just a lucky gun. In the next 7 weeks, the next 7 months, you're no longer willing to be the lineage bearer or the legacy bearer of family futility patterns or sabotaging patterns held in the mind. Hallelujah. We're all ready to be complete with that process. It can happen. It can happen. It can happen because I say it can't happen. I can't imagine it happening. Therefore, it can't happen because I have no energy going towards it actually happening because all I'm picturing is doom and destruction. And I feel like it's going to take me out. And it may very well take that aspect of ourselves out. Maybe it just doesn't belong here anymore. And if you're overly attached to the aspect to stake it out, bon voyage. And I'm getting less and less attached to the parts of myself that are constricted, that are saying, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, it can't happen, it can't happen. We can't have this wonderful new world of conscious support for each other and creativity that allows the place to work for everybody. What a concept, what a construct. Let's see if it's going to happen. Let's see if you're willing to fully commit to it. I know I am, and that commitment comes from change, either in my beliefs, my behaviors, or my boundaries. Those are the 3 ways to change. If you want to know more about it, watch the first video I made this morning, which I thought was excellent. All right, that's it. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel and hanging out with me for a little bit. And feel free to like and subscribe. And also, my favorite thing is feel free to write a comment that really seems like it comes in through you and may add to everyone else's experience by reading it. It may be right. And you don't feel any pressure. Just if you got something that comes in that you feel like you ought to write it down, please do write it down. And even if it's like, get this guy off the internet, that's fine too, because that's all part of that polarization, polarity that we're all healing right now. All right. Now let's go. You have a lovely day. Oops, it didn't work yet. It's still going. All right. Have a lovely day. Now let's go. Click.